Hello, welcome to CNG 132 Online. I'm the instructor, George Lemos. Let's see, this online class I've been doing for quite some time now. Developed it, about a year and a half ago. Been running for every semester online since then. Bringing this to online definitely has a few challenges to it. I do my best to help you guys and guide you through the problems that you maybe come across and the problems I already know about. So when you email me or communicate with me, make sure that it is very, very clear. Also use a video. Screencast-O-Matic is a free tool that you can use. Feel free to send me a video with this, or just make a video and then put a link to this. I will gladly watch your video. It is a very, very clear way to communicate since we're in the online world. So let's see. That's the wrong class. We are this class. So when we begin CNG 132, there are a few things to notice. First off, I'll probably replace this post video here with this actual video, just to make sure that you guys always have a fresh, hot video every week. I do my best to do a couple videos a week to really stay in contact with you and maybe even answer some emails that I do get. I don't say your name, but I do bring up content, so you know why I received a couple of emails like this, and do my best to catch everything before it gets out of hand. Let's see. This is an introduction to our course. It is through MindTap. So we use D2L, but once we click the links, it takes us out to MindTap. The course fees for the MindTap are included. So you do not have to purchase a book. This course comes with a book, a virtual book, I should say. And then all the content's hosted at the Cengage site. If you are looking for a physical book, please let me know. I'll help you. We'll work together to find you a cheap physical copy. But security is such a dynamic topic that within a couple of years it usually changes. Some aspect of it changes and becomes other things could come out of date. Let's see, make sure you click this first getting started video here. It will take you to content. In content, I have the weeks broken down, weeks 1 through 10. Every week we'll be working on about 1 or 2 chapters, so make sure you're prepared for this type of work. Week 1 we cover 2 chapters. The syllabus covers our content per week that lines up with the CCCS learning objectives and competencies. So if you're into that, please look at that. One thing I do highlight in the syllabus itself is communication. Once again, I think it's real important that you, the student, and myself communicate clearly. If you need to look at course expectations, if you need to look at examples of how to structure an email, please Google it or let me know. I have a few emails that I'll gladly show you. You can even read my emails. Writing assignments. When you post discussion content each week, make sure you're using an active voice, very, very clear. You're thinking critical about it. Make claims. A lot of the case projects are reflective, so you're trying to say what you would do in a scenario, or if you had the scenario happen to you. Proofread, keep the message focused, and define your words. Just take into account that not everybody may not have the same background as you, so maybe writing, very thorough is probably the best practice for this online course. Let's see, grade-wise, I do the standard grading A, B, C, D, F. There's a layout within the syllabus. For our graded activities, discussion, labs, projects, and lab simulations are 80% of your grade in this course. Just by completing those, you should walk away with an 80% in this course. So please make sure to get those done. Let's see, for the discussion, each week you want to post a discussion Wednesday, no later than Wednesday. It keeps the talk in the class going. I don't expect it to be like in the classroom kind of conversation, but it definitely brings up topics that maybe if you don't get a chance to read by Wednesday, you just choose a topic that you can answer, and then people find feedback on that. The labs themselves, they're hosted in MindTap. When you do the lab, it'll take you out to a project, and you're able to click the project, and be aware that there are also help buttons within MindTap that will guide you through that lab exercise itself. Let's see, the quizzes, 5% of your grade. Make sure to attempt those quizzes as many times as you want to make sure to get that full 5% of your grade. Let's see, lab simulations. There were some hiccups last semester with this new version of the book coming out. So I've throttled back our lab simulations. We have one simulation. I believe it's in chapter 6.1. So that's worth 60%, or that's worth 20% of your grade, just that one project. So make sure to get that done. Make sure to accomplish that to your full ability. Once again, it's following directions. I can't stress enough. You're going to hear me say this throughout the semester. Read slowly. Make time for this class. When you're reading the instructions, give yourself some sort of visual cue that you've already done the step and you need to do the next step. With that lab simulation, it's very, very detail oriented and step oriented. The tests, 5% of your grade. We have 4 tests. Each one's 35 questions. I believe you're offered 35 minutes. So about a minute a question. If you do the reading, you'll be fine. Once again, it's not high stakes at all. It's just 5% of your grade. Projects from the text, another 20% of your grade. What they are, the projects from the text, you should be hosting on a virtual system on your computer. Oracle Box is what the book sets up. Soon you should be getting DreamSpark accounts made. You'll have access to VM Workstation 12.5 Pro. That's totally free to you as a student. There are also copies of Windows on that DreamSpark. So feel free to utilize those. Maybe this first week, I think we just kind of take it real easy just to make sure that everybody has access to DreamSpark. The weeks do rotate from Wednesday to Tuesday. That's one thing that the summer semester is different. So our weeks start on Wednesday. They will end Tuesday night at 11:59. So make sure that everything is in at that time. Let's see, the final project or the final exam, 10% of your grade. I believe that's 55 questions, and I think you have an hour and a half to do that in. So a little bit more on that final exam, 10% of your grade, and that all equals to 100% of the total grade. Let's see, late policy, no late work or makeup exams. Turn in all the work you have at the end of the week. That means if you started a project and didn't get it all the way completed, or you had an issue, make sure just to turn in what you have so I can look at it and say, hey, there's a comment box when you do a submission. Fill out the comment box and be like, George, I couldn't do this because of X. Some of the labs are going to be challenging to do simply because we're an online class and I'm not behind you to like negotiate what's going on and not able to help you out. And I would stress that you do not wait till the weekend to start homework, that you start homework throughout the week, and maybe use the weekend. I know everybody probably has different schedules and probably works during the week too, but try to utilize that time real wisely. If you have a question, it's easier to get a hold of me during the week. Instead of waiting till Sunday at 8 o'clock at night to do all your homework, because I probably won't be around at that point. But make sure you're starting stuff early, getting a hold of me, submitting all your work on time. There's no late work or makeup exams. And another way to subsidize if you miss test is, where did I have it? Right here. Oops, this is the old one. So it does say Transcender 180-day online account access. The Transcender has been bought out by Kaplan. So Kaplan is a way for you to get those tests up to 100%. So you can boost your grade with that 5%, and that's kind of my goal too, is to start preparing you for certification in Security Plus. So make sure you get this Transcender 180 Day Online, and that's available at, go to frontrange.edu, choose the Larimer Campus Bookstore. I'll have to double check to see what it's listed under. It's usually listed under CNG 120 materials, and then it'll say Kaplan 180 Day Access Code. It should be $54, I believe. Make sure you check out with that. In the comments from there, please put attention Sandra Greenfield. I'm an online student. Could you please email me the code? Sandra is a very nice lady, and she'll definitely email you those codes. Start working on this early, because Transcender we get, I should say, about week 5. I'll start showing you guys how to start submitting those practice tests with the Transcender 180 Day Online Access and the SYO 501 certification pretests. You should be achieving a grade above 70 to submit that for pulling those grades up. I have seen people go from a middle B and submitting that and then getting an A in the course. What else do we have? I believe that's it. Make sure you look at the content, course materials, the syllabus. Let's see, the syllabus. We have an introduction, discussion. Just make your way down the list. A MindTap user guide. I believe that's a short video. Discussion rubric, laid out very clear. And I also have a Google Hangout on the weekends during the daytime. I do my best to hang out, just to be logged in that Google Hangout, just to flag questions that anyone may have. And I believe that's all we have for this introduction. The next video will be when you click week 1. The next video will be at the top. I have weekly check-in videos I put below that, and then start working your way down the list of work to do. There's week 1 and week 2 items laid out. So make sure you just attack it almost in the same manner I have it laid out, and that'll lead you to the most success for this course. Let's see, 12 minutes. I have about 3 minutes to say. Myself, been teaching since 2013. Yeah, 2013. I'm currently working on my master's degree. It's enterprise systems engineering. I should wrap that up this year. Why do I teach? I find security very, very intriguing. It takes a lot of critical thinking to evaluate security, and that's what really draws me into security. I have a passion about security, and you'll see this brought out when I talk to you in your weekly subjects, especially as it gets divided into social engineering and programming attacks, networking-based attacks. It's just very, very current, and like I said before, it's always developing. There's no real, it's not really static at all. It's not a static environment at all. It's a very dynamic environment. They need to be constantly learning something, and I think that's what also drives me to it, like a giant puzzle. But that's about it for this first video. Make sure to look at the video in week 1. We'll go over that, and then we'll start assignments.